Afternoon, Jan.
Good afternoon, sir.
How's everything? All fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Jan, just give a brief intro about you.
Sir, my name is Jayant Garg. I am from Patiala, Punjab. Sir, currently I am working as an IRMS Traffic Officer 2023 batch. I am a chartered accountant by education and also done graduation from Punjabi University. Sir, my hobby is cycling.
Okay. Jan, in your mail ID, there was a 786. What is this
Yes.
number?
So when I was creating the email ID, so at that time there was no domain name available for the Jayan Garg. So I added this number.
Okay.
So and later on got to know that it is a holy number
Okay.
that it is being considered sacred by the various communities.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Why
sir.
this particularly the 786 is so important in Islam?
So in Islam, it is as per my limited knowledge, it is related to some of the words which are mentioned in the Holy Quran. So
Okay.
they are associated with that words.
Okay. You are aware that there is some trade is happening in the 786?
So I have the knowledge that it is considered sacred. So the people who possess the currency note with this number,
Okay.
like they trade it for higher values.
Okay. Jan, just to say something about your Patiala. I just want to hear from you.
So Patiala is considered as as a royal city.
Okay.
So it was the former capital of the Pepsu
Oh,
region. And
okay.
sir, also it is famous for various things such as Patiala Pagdi, Patiala Salwar,
Mm.
and sir also Patiala Turban. And also it is called the city green because
Okay.
there are large number of gardens or the Barandari in the Patiala sir, which was created by the former rulers of Patiala sir.
Okay. Why there is particularly for the kings that idea came to create garden in that? Any specific reason? Why this garden? Why this garden is so attached to these rulers that time?
So earlier it used to be a like multiple gardens. It used to be a resting place for the dynasty of Patiala. And
Okay.
also, sir, there was a Barandari in Patiala,
Okay.
which have the seven gates, which is a special attraction.
Okay.
And there is a palace for the Maharaja of Patiala between that only. And sir,
Okay.
also there is a various gardens or the forest which was used as a hunting ground by the rulers of the Patiala.
Okay. Okay. That you have said something like gardens, some
Yes.
gates. What is the gates? Throw some light on these gates. How many gates are there? Any specific relation? Any name specific for the gates?
So
Anything
it was
related
called
to
the
some reason?
Barandari. It is called the Barandari. It means Bara means 12 and Dari
Okay.
means gates. So
Okay.
this garden have 12 gates.
Okay.
So this garden is situated at the center of Patiala and has a 12 gates. And
Okay.
between that only there is a called the Rajendra Kothi. It used to be a palace of a former dynasty of Patiala.
Jayant, uh, suppose you are being appointed in one of the districts in Maharashtra or Punjab, sorry, except Punjab, Maharashtra or Madhya Pradesh.
Yes.
You have observed some two interesting good schemes in the Punjab, in the state schemes, which
Yes.
you want to implement in Maharashtra or Madhya Pradesh. Which two schemes you prefer and why?
So the schemes which I want to implement and which I like from the Punjab is first of all, sir, Mukhyamantri Sehat Bima Yojana. Sir, it is providing the 10 lakh health insurance for all the families without any exclusion in Punjab. Second, sir, it is recently launched. Sir, second, I would be
Mm.
implementing the scheme of School of Eminence, under which,
Okay.
sir, there is a focus on training the various teachers from the government school of Punjab, where they are being sent to the other countries also for their training. Second, infrastructure saturation has been planned in multiple schools in Punjab. So these
Okay.
two social sector schemes I would want to implement.
Okay. When you look into this Punjab and Haryana, the sex ratio has been one alarming factor, they usually says.
Yes.
What is the reason for this alarming
So
compared
there
to
are
the other
multiple
states?
factors.
Yeah.
Yes. So there are multiple factors for the declining or the very low sex ratio in Punjab and Haryana? First of all, sir, factor is the agriculture. The both the states have the agriculture dominant economy, where the male member of the family are given the preference because they can work in the fields. Second, sir, there is also a rising trend of prenatal and diagnosis, due to
Okay.
which the sex ratio has been declining for large number. Third, sir, in Punjab, there is a trend of spending huge amounts on marriages, which
Okay.
act as a burden on the families of the girl child, due to which they are being forced to prevent the birth of girl child.
Okay. You have mentioned about this marriages, that costly marriages. What is
Yes, sir.
actually the mindset or social reason for the people to go for such lavish weddings?
Yes. So the reason for that is first of all the social recognition,
Okay.
because spending huge amount of funds on the marriages is considered as a matter of prestige for the people. Second, sir, it is also related to the green revolution, where after the green revolution, the farmers of Punjab gained huge economic wealth, and also there was an increase in the land prices, that which is associated with spending huge in the marriages. Third, sir, there is also a trend of migration, where all the families have some of the members who are based out in the Canada or Australia or other countries, and they pour huge amount of money as a remittance and other manners into India, Punjab's economy, which is being used by the people to spend on the marriages.
Okay. So when you're talking about this, particularly right regarding agriculture,
Yes,
so what is, so reason, you know that one usually in taxation, particularly in income tax,
yes,
this agricultural income is not taxed,
yes,
right? There was a talk about in the entire department, and there were discussions that Punjab and Haryana has the population where more number of agriculture income, and the income is like huge extents.
yes, sir.
And by this way, they're trying to bring agriculture income into the tax. They're planning. They're going on a discussion,
Yes,
right? Being from that state, what is your view? Whether this agriculture income can bring it for the taxation, or it is state specific you can give?
yes. So considering the lower so I am also in the opinion that the agriculture income in India can also be brought under taxation system.
Mm.
So where the limit should be fixed, like farmers with having the huge land resources above the 10 acres or the large farmers could be taxed, and also, sir, the small farmers could be exempted from the taxation. And moreover, sir, currently also the some amount of agriculture income is taxed by the way of partial integration, where agriculture income is considered for determining the tax rate. So I
Okay.
think it would be a step in right direction, and moreover, it would prevent the tax evasion by the large companies which are using this exemption for not paying income tax.
Okay. Suppose tomorrow you have been posted as a secretary for Indian Agriculture
Yes,
Ministry. So they are planning to bring the green revolution once again.
yes.
Which areas you prefer in India and what crops you suggest most?
So, given that responsibility and opportunity, so I would focus on the areas of the Northeast India. So,
Okay.
because it has a huge land resources and also the fertile land. Apart from that, there is the availability of water. So, going to the crops which I would be preferring the crops such as millets, pulses, which are not water intensive also, and also, sir, it would ensure the better economic yield. And sir, I would also focus on the other areas such as the central India, where there is a huge tract of land is available, but there is a scarcity of water. So in that areas, I would go for the other crops which are not water intensive, such as millets, bajra, and sir, I would also ensure that organic farming is also given the equal emphasis.
Okay. So when it comes for the millets, particularly jowar, ragi, and thing, there was a huge
Yes,
price from the consumer side. When you go and buy an 1 kg of this thing, it's very costly. And the
yes,
farmers who are involved in this process are poor. Why this paradoxal
yes.
situation? One side, consumer paying huge price to get that particular item. On the other side, the farmers who are cultivating this are still in the lower level of the farmers when compared to the people who are cultivating rice and wheat. Why this paradox situations?
So that is a reason for market inefficiency, where the farmers who are cultivating the millets are not able to directly sell it to the customers, where
Okay.
they are forced to sell it to the middlemen who charge the high rate of margins from the farmers, and at the sell it at a premium price to the government as well as the final consumers. Second, sir, there is an involvement of processing also millets. Since the millets are the hardy crops, it require the processing to make it consumable by the final consumers. So it involved the huge amount of expenses, sir.
Okay. When it talks about Punjab and Haryana region, once upon a time, the Kannada people celebrated the peoples from Punjab and Haryana because they used to say the Kannada has been built by these people. Now, recent years, there was a distress, or you can say unrest among the Canadians. What is the
Yes.
specific reason for this one? Once they were celebrated, now there's the stress is happening, distress is happening. What is the reason?
So around 2% of Canada's population is basically from migrants from Punjab region. And also, sir, Punjabis are treated as a very hardworking community in the Canada. But sir, lately, due to the various issues, socio-economic issues, there is a rising trend of protectionism and the lack of trust with the among the against the migrants. The reason for that is a shrinking employment opportunities, where it is alleged that the Punjabis are taking away the employment from the Canadians. Second, sir, there is also a rising trend of rising prices in the Canada. And third, sir, there is a rental crisis also, where Punjabis or the migrants from Punjab or other regions of India demand places to live, which increase the inset rents for the Canadian people, and it is being viewed as a burden from Canada. Moreover, sir, there is a political issue also, where the politicians in other countries are using it as a vote bank politics, sir, where they are raising the threat of the migrants to garner the votes.
Okay. Throughout the India, this drug abuse was one of the very important problem among the youth. When it
Yes.
comes to Punjab, Haryana, and this particular border areas, it has been more among the youngsters. It was the statistics. We are not sure about the statistics. We are not believing the statistics, but still, compared to the some of the states, it's a little higher.
Yes.
What is the specific reason for that? It's just because of the accessibility or any other specific reason, sir?
So it is involve both demand and supply factors. First of all, being a bordering state, Punjab or Haryana act as a transit route for the drugs which originate from Afghanistan, Pakistan. Second, sir, there is a demand also, where there is a huge youth unemployment in both Punjab and Haryana, and that youth is acting as a drug peddlers also and the drug consumers also. Second, sir, there is a distress in the agriculture sector, where the farmers are using the drug as a recreation or escape from the stressful situations such as debt crisis or such kind of things, sir. Third, sir, there is a issue of law and order also, where various reports has highlighted that the various police officers or the administrative people are being involved in such rackets.
Okay. So when we are talking about this, particularly this drug abuse matters, uh, particularly the drug abuse, that one. Do you think this statement is right? Still, Punjab Haryana has number one in this one, or it just a myth?
Sir, although there is a lack of data around the extent of drug crisis, but sir, still the problem is a major issue in Punjab and Haryana. But sir, other states also, such as Kerala and even the northeastern states, are facing the rising trend of drug abuse. But sir, for that to tackle, the Punjab government has recently launched the drug census, where it is proposed that the extent of drug abuse would be ascertained at a large scale.
Okay. So suppose I'm asking you, you are asked to present before the UN to talk about religions. You are asked to present the very 2 points from Sikhism,
Yes.
which can be followed by any person in the world or any
Yes.
religion. The 2 points, the good 2 points about the Sikhism, what you say?
So first would be the equality, where all the people who go to the Gurdwara are treated equally, sit sit along with all the Sangat. Second, sir, I would be promoting the Langar system, where it is said that anyone crossing the land of Punjab or would never go hungry. Even in the any case of disasters, also the Sikh community is the first to respond with the help of langars.
Okay. Have you heard of this word called Patiala peg?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
So it is a Patiala peg exhibit the luxurious life of rural dynasty or ruler dynasty of Punjab, sir. So it is about 120 ml peg, which is
Okay.
the higher 3 to 4 times higher than the normal peg, sir. And there
Okay.
is a story attached to it, if you want, if you allow me.
Yeah, yeah. Say.
So
Make it
there's a
short.
story that once the British people visited the for a cricket match against the Patiala team. At that time, the Maharaja Bhupender Singh of Patiala deliberately served the larger pegs to the cricket team of British so that they don't for the next day they won't be able to play the cricket. And that happened, and due to which the Punjab team won that match. And when the British complained, the Maharaja said that in our Patiala pegs are being served which are larger.
Okay. So this recently now the e-commerce has been one of the very important factor, important sort of business like B2B, B2C, whatever it may be. What is the difficulty faced by the chartered accountants, particularly in auditing this e-commerce?
So the issues which the chartered accountants are facing in auditing such transaction, first of all, sir, large volume of transactions where the business involve huge transaction volume. Second, sir, also use of digital means for the transactions, which is difficult to generate the audit trails. Third, sir, the e-commerce is a geographically flexible business where the orders can come from various areas, and it is difficult to ensure the compliance with various rules and regulations of regions, such as GST registration is the state wise. But sir, the e-commerce companies having the warehouses in the multiple areas to deliver the goods. So it is difficult to ensure the compliances for the chartered accountants.
Okay. What is meant by this double Irish sandwich technique? Have you heard of this word?
So it is a technique to evade the taxation, sir.
Okay. Any companies which came in this case related to this double taxation? Any companies you remember?
So if you allow me to guess, I think the Vodafone company was involved in that.
Okay. So what is your view on cross subsidization is happening in Indian Railways?
So as per the latest data, almost 69,000 crores of the cross subsidization is happening, whereas the railway is able to recover only 44% of the cost from the passenger ticketings. So I think, in my opinion, there is a need to rationalize the revenue or the passenger fares, where amount could be spent on the renewal of tracks and increasing the safety provisions. So, sir, fare rationalization is a need of an hour.
Okay. So when it comes to the traffic system, particularly Indian Railways, this traffic system has comes under the Ministry of Aviation.
Yes.
It looks like different. No? What is the reason?
So the central CRS system, which is a central commission for the railway safety, works under the aviation ministry to ensure its independence, because that agency is involved in the entire evaluation of the safety norms of the railways, and to ensure it's independent, it is kept under the different ministries.
Okay. Being worked as in one of the Haryana roadways, right?
Yes.
What are the two things which can be improved in particularly road transport or road sector in India?
So first of all, there is a need to improve the infrastructure, as highlighted by the Minister of Road Transport, that major accidents happen due to the poor DPRs and the poor construction quality. Second, sir, there is also a need to ensure the people awareness about the road safety rules, because major accidents happen due to the negligent driving and the rash speeding, sir. So that two things can improve the road safety.
Okay. Recently, apart from your M sand or other gravels or other thing, there are various materials are used for building roads in India. You know some materials, some
Yes.
waste materials, some scrap materials.
So one of them is the plastic is being used to build the roads. waste plastics. Second, sir, there is a slag, steel slag, which is being used to construct the roads. So to ensure the durability of roads and the long lives.
Okay. What is this OYO concept? Explain me. When the OYO was introduced, what is this concept says?
So OYO basically is a company which provide the platform to list the unbranded hotels to generate the demand for such hotels. It ensures that the customers get the standardized service and ensure
Okay.
assurance of the quality, sir.
Okay. So you are mentioned as your award and scholarship way of seeking all India ranking and secretary. But social responsibility committee, what this committee does, what is the agenda, motive, or what you did specifically in this being a secretary?
Yes. So as a social security committee secretary, as a during my foundation course, so the basic mandate of such committee was to work for the welfare of the communities apart from the probationers, sir, where I worked for the members of the such as staff in the an academy, such as the various cooks. So for them, we ensure the financial inclusion drives. Second, sir, we also worked for the villages around our academy, where their problems were heard, and for them the awareness drive was launched where the students of that villages were taught about the various career opportunities. Third, sir, we also organized various health checkup camps for the around the communities around the campus. Sir. That was the mandate of the social responsibility committee in my during my foundations.
So cycling, you watch the cycling tournaments, cycling, or you are just on hobby as a cycling?
So I have just as a hobby of leisure cycling, sir. I don't follow the cycling tournaments. Sir.
Okay. Have you heard of this Tour de France?
Yes, sir.
What is that? Have you remember any idea, anything related to the cycling?
So it is a major cycling event which organized in the France. So
Okay.
it is conducted in 21 stages, and
Okay.
also, sir, it comprises more than 3,000 kilometers of cycling, sir. It is considered the most prestigious race which started in 1990s, sir.
Okay. What is the reason begin starting such event?
So it was started to promote the sale of a newspaper, sir.
Okay. So what is the yellow jersey in this tournament?
So it is given to the cyclist who uh, who is leading in the time trial, sir, who is completing the race in the least time, sir.
Okay. So what are the best qualities you learned in this cycling, which can help you in administration?
So the cycling teach me the lesson, first of all, the balance. During the cycling, also I need to balance out my things and balance. Second, sir, it also lead the lesson of persistency because in the cycling you have to pedal the at the continuously. Even in the life, we have to strive for things continuously. Second, sir, it also teaches the lesson of breaks. Sometimes we have to apply the breaks also in life so that we can focus on the things. Fourth, sir, it also teaches me lesson of social connect because cycling provide me an opportunity so that I can interact with the other pupils. Same way, sir, in the life as an administrator also, I need to interact with the people to understand their problems, to listen to them, and to gain their perspectives.
Okay.
Okay, so sir, I have just two questions. So, Jayant, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
You are a chartered accountant, right?
Yes,
See, as a chartered accountant, you have very great scope to contribute to the entrepreneurs and
yes,
corporations in India. And we need young people like you, brilliant people, to contribute to the finance and economy of the country. So
yes.
why you want to leave such a good career in chartered accountancy and come into civil services? Why you want to deviate from your career? You already have put in almost how many years you put in to learn
So,
the finance and accountancy, BCom and C almost 6 years, right?
yes, sir. 5 years.
5 years. Why you want to leave all that and come into a completely new career, civil services?
So, although being a chartered accountant provide me a vast opportunity to work and contribute in the private sector also, but I think, sir, my knowledge as a chartered accountant would also be helpful in the administration also. Being a civil servant, I can use or leverage my knowledge of a financial proficiency and financial transactions to ensure that administration functions without any financial leakages. And also, sir, I would ensure that the funds are used in a proper manner, where the transactions are undertaken for the benefit of society. Third, sir, my knowledge of a finance would helpful in better negotiations and better dealing in the financial matters. So I think, sir, being a chartered accountant, even in the civil services, I would be able to contribute equal manner for the benefit of our societies.
Can you give any one example? See, you said a lot of good things that the way you can contribute, the
Yes,
way your knowledge can be useful as civil servant, right? Can you
yes,
give
sir.
an example?
So I can take example of our railways, where sir currently I'm working. So in the railways, a traffic officer in the commercial departments has to continuously evaluate various projects, such as for laying down of new track or starting a new train. First of all, they have to evaluate the demand and also undertake various analysis to justify whether the project can be launched or the new train can be started in that. So in that, my knowledge of a chartered accountant and the knowledge of financial management would be helpful, where I can evaluate the rate of return for that project. Also evaluate what are the risk factors in that to ensure that in the later stage that project would be financially viable also and also contribute to the overall health of railway.
Okay. So from that point of view, what you said, commercialization of railway
Yes.
stations is one thing that government of India is thinking about.
Yes.
Is it only right now in its inception or the implemented that one? Implementation is done already.
So although the pilot project also already has been implemented, where the Kamalapati railway station in the Bhopal is being constructed under the PPP model, sir.
Okay. See, so Jayant, as a CA, chartered accountant, okay, you
Yes.
mentioned one of the subjects as this strategic finance, right?
Yes.
Generally, for any corporation, what are the long-term strategy objectives? What objective? Long-term strategy.
So for any organization, the long-term strategic objective would be the wealth creation, where they want to increase the value for their shareholders through increase in share prices or the share in increase the market value of the business.
So here, tell me some tool which India is not using, but the corporates of USA are using, which Indian corporates should learn in order to achieve some more objectives. Any tools you can think of like that, where Indian companies are unable to use, but the American companies are able to use very well to realize the long-term strategic objective.
So I can think of a tool of EVA, economic value added, which is being currently used by multiple companies in the USA, but not widely used in India. So it compares the sustainable profits and reduce the uh, capital charge from that to understand the long-term value created by the business. So it is better than the profit because in the profit there is a distortion of the expenses, such as the advertisement expenses, which would benefit for the long time. But in the profit financial statement, it is expensed off in 1 year. Whereas under the concept of EVA, economic value added, the benefit of such expenses would be deferred for the long time based on the benefit which it will generate. It ensures that the expected profit or the value generated in the truer sense can be find out, sir.
Okay, okay, Jayant. My last question to Jayant. Sir was asking about cycling. Sir was asking about
Yes.
cycling. You said that you are pursuing cycling as a hobby. You did not participate in any competitions or tournaments, right? But
Yes.
as a cyclist, there will be some common injuries that you might have got, right? Common
Yes.
injuries as a cyclist. And you might have seen many young Indians who want to pursue their career in cycling.
Yes.
However, we are not able to find any good cyclists from India. To the point, athletics also. Maybe
Yes.
badminton, yet we are performing well, but cycling not really.
Yes.
Do you think? See, there may be many factors for that. I don't want all those factors from you. I want you to tell me in your mind, according to you, based on your experience. Tell me the main factor which, if we can change or we can tweak, we can really develop good cyclists in India.
So, in my opinion, the two main factors are there. First of all, sir, lack of infrastructure, proper infrastructure for the cycling. Second, sir, social stigma attached with cycling, where the person who drive the cycles on the road is considered as a poor in our country. So that is the basic factor which resists many from adopting the cycling as their hobby also, sir.
Okay. So over to Ranjit. Ranjit.
Hello, Jayant. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So, can you briefly tell me what work an auditor does?
So auditors, the basic responsibility is to issue an audit report on the financial statement, analysis of financial statement. For that, sir, he has to evaluate the whether the financial statements are prepared according to the financial reporting standards. And he also undertake the verification of various financial transactions for which he use the sampling methods.
Okay. So, given that meaning, don't you think artificial intelligence can replace the work what auditors do today in future?
So I think the artificial intelligence as a tool can replace the manual data evaluation approach which a chartered accountants are using. But complete re- uh, complete uh, complete replacement of chartered accountant is being difficult because being a chartered accountant involved analyzing the complex transactions and also various qualitative factors need to be considered prior to evaluating transaction. So which is very difficult for artificial intelligence to replace. Moreover, sir, current also the various audit firms or chartered accountants are using the artificial intelligence in their audit works.
Okay. In the parlance of income tax, can you tell me what does grandfathering rule mean? Grandfathering.
So it means the laws would be applied from the prospective period, as in the case of GAR, General Anti-Avoidance Rules. It means the transaction which happened prior to the implementation of that act would not be touched or reopened.
What do you mean by tariff?
So tariff is a form of taxation, sir,
Taxation on
on goods imported, sir.
only goods or goods and services?
So it is on both goods and services.
Okay. And recently we have seen a unilateral imposition on tariffs on our country by US. What do you think is the best course of action for us to do now in this scenario?
So in that case, we need to diversify our trade with other countries. Second, sir, we need to fast track the free trade agreements along with the USA and other states. Third, sir, we have to uh, ensure that our domestic demand is boosted through various structural reform so that it can cushion the impact of tariffs or export reductions.
Okay. One more thing I have observed, you have a very good career in terms of as a CA and in terms of working in companies.
Yes.
And you have also said how you can use your knowledge of finance in administration in a previous answer. Then why didn't you put IRS as your first preference over other choices?
So I have kept IRS as my fourth choice.
Yes.
IRS. So I have kept the administrative services my first choice. Reason for that is that because being in the administrative services, it gives me the wider horizon to work in various departments. Whereas in the IRS, as an IRS officer, I would get the opportunity to work only in the income tax field or the taxation field. So my my preference of the service is based on the diversity which each service offers.
Okay. And in India, we have seen that when it comes to cycling, there are basically two sections of people who cycle.
Yes.
One who cycle out of compulsion
Yes.
because they could not afford any other mode of transport. Second, who can do it as a privileged hobby.
Yes.
Okay, why do you think this has come down to such a binary? What do you think is the reason for that?
So for the large section of population where in the states such as UP, Bihar, where the cycle ownership rate is at 80%, it is a mode of transportation, and it is also a compulsion from them because they can't afford the other mode of transportation such as cars, which has a penetration of just 8% in a country. Second, sir, moreover, the cycles which are used as a hobby are quite expensive and are not affordable for the large section of population. A professional cycle which is used by the professionals can cost around 10 lakh rupees also, sir. So which is not affordable for the large section of populations.
Okay. And recently, in the winter session of the parliament, there was a talk to introduce a constitution amendment bill, precisely the 131st constitution amendment bill, which is related to Punjab and Chandigarh. Do you know
Yes.
what is it about?
Sir, the 131st Constitution Amendment Bill aimed at bringing the Chandigarh under the Article 240, where the president would get the power to legislate for the Chandigarh, sir.
Okay. And one last question, because of your good knowledge on finance, I have a last question. Is financial literacy more important than financial inclusion today in our country?
So I agree with this statement that there is a more need of financial literacy along with the financial inclusion, because without financial literacy, the huge population is involved in is becoming prey for cyber frauds or other kind of financial frauds. Moreover, sir, without the financial literacy, the better they are not able to evaluate various investment opportunities or various avenues, despite being having the access to financial bank accounts, where large section of the bank accounts are lying idle or having or remaining dormant, sir. So I think there is a need for balancing the both as a pillars for to ensure the financial deepening in our country, sir.
Okay. Thank you. That's all from my side.